Good morning, friends. I welcome all of you back again. So this is the fourth episode of the series of videos I'm making on the theme cyber security versus national security. Today, let's see about one more critical cyber attack that has happened on one of the critical infrastructure owned by United States of America, which was kind of serving the common man of America. So in the year of 2021, on February 5th, there is a city called Oldsmar in Florida state of US. There is a water treatment plant which was working on doing water treatment and supplying potable water to 15,000 odd residents of that particular city named Oldsmar. So this was a water treatment plant which was kind of operated with the help of a huge amount of industrial automation equipments which was driven by IT system. So on 5th of February 2021, a maintenance staff who was working in the plant, he saw some very unusual movement of cursor in the engineering workstation that he was handling, which was controlling the water treatment process in that plant. So, but he didn't take it serious because many of his colleagues as well superiors, they used to have remote access to the particular workstation with the help of software called TeamViewer. So he thought like some of his colleague or superior, he may be accessing the system remotely to check the progress of the water treatment process. But the same day, the second of the day, another maintenance staff who was sitting in the same workstation, he also saw some very unusual movement and cursor movement in his this workstation. But same time, it was not only unusual movement. The cursor kept opening lot of other softwares installed in that workstation, and also the cursor was trying to access number of critical records kept in the workstation, which are having details about the water treatment process that was happening in that plant. And all in a sudden, he was seeing the level of sodium hydroxide applied to this water treatment process, which should be like 100 parts per million square million or I would say million cubic feet of water, and rather of being 100 parts per million cubic feet of water, this sodium hydroxide level was increased to 11,100 parts per million cubic feet of water. So that means if this level of sodium hydroxide, which is called as caustic soda, it is one of the very strong chemical. In case of exceeding the normal level, this chemical will result in severe rashes, burns, and heavy bleeding for people who will consume the water which got applied with excessive amount of sodium hydroxide. Because basically sodium hydroxide will help in regulating the pH level, that is the acidity level of water. In case of applying in excess, it will increase the acidity level of water, and if someone consumes the water, definitely they will have adverse health effects. So after noticing this thing, immediately the maintenance staff got alert, and he immediately reversed the level of sodium hydroxide to 100 parts again, from 11,100 parts per million cubic feet of water. So then immediately he notified his manager, and immediately the remote access to this workstation got disabled, and subsequent digital forensic investigation was commissioned by the sheriff of the city. And this has sent a panic wave across United States, because across United States there are hundreds of such water treatment plants which are working towards supplying potable water to millions of people who live in US. So US government also sent cyber security advisories to number of such water treatment plant, as well as other industrial automation controlled industries. So here after performing detailed digital forensic investigation on what has happened or how the incident could have happened, so it was identified that the hackers, they have penetrated into this engineering workstation which was controlling the water treatment process with the help of TeamViewer, which is a software used by many of us for establishing remote connection to access the systems from sitting from our home. Particularly that also after this COVID pandemic, many of us have started using such remote connection software. So these user credentials of TeamViewer installed in this particular workstation, it got compromised. Maybe the user credentials are leaked to hackers by someone from inside, or I don't know how. But it was a straightforward attack, because the hackers, they got hold of user credentials of TeamViewer, which connects to this workstation, and with which they got into this engineering network, and from there they tried to get into the human machine interface system, HMI, which was doing the water treatment process. So the security gaps observed in this incident were number of security gaps were observed here. Primarily, the system was having non-updated Windows 7 OS. Second one is, many of the staff were using same TeamViewer user credentials. There is no exclusive user IDs, passwords given for every employee who will use this TeamViewer application in this particular workstation. So exclusive logs cannot be generated. Second one is passwords. I think the passwords were very simple. So that's how the hackers were able to compromise it very easily. And there is no multi-factor authentications implemented for this workstation, so that anyone who will have a username and password, straight away they can get into the system. So that's another thing. Then host-based firewalls, they were not implemented here. Also, always it's advisable that operation technology network, that is industrial control network, and the IT network, they need to be segregated, so that now anyone who will break into IT network, they will not be able to break into the OT network easily. So that segregation also was not seen here. Also, there should be industrial DMZ need to be created, inside which the OT network need to be kept. Even that was not observed. Also, need to know privileges should have been implemented for managing the user credentials, so that now only those people who need to have it will have. So that principle was also not followed. So like that, there are number of other things. Even the security awareness level of the staff in the plant was also very poor. Also, there are no security audits assessment performed in periodic basis for this plant. So all these things put together resulted in a really threatening cyber attack. Good that it does not create any negative effect, because even if the sodium hydroxide level is increased by the hacker, before the water reaches the resident, it takes 24 to 36 hours. And across that water transportation line, there are pH monitoring alarms installed, which would have alerted on seeing the high level of pH that could have caused with the excessive amount of sodium hydroxide, and definitely water supply would have stopped there itself. However, it's very unfortunate and shocking to see that hackers are able to compromise a very complex operation technology network, and they are able to do certain things which could have caused major harm to the health of the residents of Oldsmar city. But thank God, fortunately, nothing has happened. So, but this has become an eye-opener for those who are working in industrial cybersecurity practice, on how well the security posture of the equipments handled by them need to be strengthened. Also, US government and all other states have sent exclusive cybersecurity advisories for water treatment plant, as well as other industrial automation plants that are operating in their respective areas. And periodic basis, it's always advisable that security reviews, vulnerability assessment, penetration testing kind of activities should happen for the IT system as well as the OT network, so that potential exploits such as this attack can be prevented in a proactive manner. So that's all for today. So next, I am planning to release a video on how state-sponsored actors they try to exploit vulnerable IT systems and launch the attack on a government. So let's see about that in next video. Till then, bye.